Hey boys, it's HarmNone. Today we're going to be customizing the brand new Ubermacht Sentinel XS4. Pretty cool. Pretty cool looking vehicle. Glad we got this thing in the game. I think this is going to be a fan favorite of the DLC. We're going to go ahead and start us off with doing the color on it. We're going to make it silver just for the meantime. Now it looks like every BMW like this that you've ever seen because they're all in this silver color, I swear. We're going to go ahead and get started with the armor upgrade. All the way up on that, brakes all the way up. With front and rear bumper options, I wonder what we can do. Can we make it look more aggressive? We can. Kind of like that. The Street Aero Spec Mark III, we're going to go for that. For the rear bumpers, we have a few options as well. Make it look a little bit more like an M39, an E39 M5, I should say. Sorry, M39, I don't know what I'm saying. We got the engine upgrade. Let's do that all the way up. For the exhaust, we have a few different options here. Quite a few different options here. Whoa, the titanium's like almost glowing on that. That's crazy looking. That's crazy looking. I think Race Mark II is probably the exhaust we're gonna go with. This thing sounds good. I think it shares the same sound as the Shafter V12, which is crazy. So that's cool. For the hoods, we got the base GT. We have the GT Mark II, GT Mark III, Void. We have the Void GT Mark II, and the Street. This thing kind of reminds me of like the customization on the famous like Need for Speed M3 GTR a little bit, but it's a 4-door, so it kind of doesn't really make a lot of sense, but still cool to have it nonetheless. I think for the hood, I want to go for the base GT. I think that's the one, or the Void. Maybe the Void. Let's do the Void instead. Let's do that. For the lights, we're going to go Xenon. For the neon kit, we're going to throw one on. Transaction pending. Shout out transaction pending. No carbon hood. No. Just waiting for my boy transaction pending here. All right, here we go. Okay, neon color. We got the crew color on there. That's perfect. For the livery, let's see what we got here. Oh my god, racing stripe two-tone. Interesting. We got the black top. That's cool. Urban, Ubermacht, Junk Energy, Atomic. That's kind of cool. Back to none. Not really a big fan of any of the liveries, to be honest. I don't really think any of them really suit the car that well. So I'm going to avoid a livery, I think, today. For the plate, yellow and black, we're going to do that. And for the respray color, I think I want to make it black. I think a black on this is going to look super deadly. So let's do that. Pearlescent, let's take it off. Let's take it off the car entirely. Trim color. Maybe like a slight red, but like a dark red, like a garnet red, I think. Something like that. Yeah, that looks clean. I like that. So we got the roof wing, we got the classic roof rack, or the roof rack with the box on it. That's kind of cool. Pretty cool. Don't think I want it though. I think I'm going to avoid it. For the skirts, we have a few different options here. Let's see. Ooh. Classic Mark III. I think that's a little too aggressive. Maybe the classic skirt. Let's do that. Spoiler, we got a little ducktail we can put on. We got a ducktail Mark II and Mark III. Got the GT wing, the RC wing, and the RC wing Mark II. Cool. I think I'm gonna go for the ducktail Mark II. I think that's the one. Let's do that. Suspension. Ooh. I don't want it quite slammed that much, but like a little bit's cool for sure. Let's do the street suspension. Let's do that. Stock race transmission, turbo tuning, and for the wheels, what do we want to do for the wheels? Do I go for something low profile? I feel like it could be kind of cool. Maybe chrome cheetah RRs. Kind of deadly, not gonna lie. And bulletproof the tires for sure. And the windows, we're gonna tint them all the way out. This thing looks pretty sick. All right, let's go do a little review on this thing. Okay, I had some technical difficulties when I tried to record the review portion of this video, but we're here now. First of all, let's take a quick listen to how this vehicle sounds. Sentinel sounds pretty good, man. It sounds pretty good. And the driving experience of the car, so far, I mean, I really like it. I think it's a good looking car. I think the customization is fantastic. Could it have had a little more customization? You know, it probably could have, but at the end of the day, I'm pretty impressed with it. I think it really looks awesome. It sounds great, and it performs pretty well. It can go around corners like relatively easily, but you can also drift it really well. It reminds me a lot of the Annis Hardy in that regard, where the drifting of it just feels like crazy, you know? It feels very inclined to oversteer, but it does it in a very controlled sort of way that makes it really easy to drift, which I appreciate a lot personally. So I think it's an awesome car. I definitely would recommend you to get one of these. It's not egregiously expensive too, about 1.4 million, which I feel like is about average these days in GTA, honestly. So I feel like you kind of can't really go too wrong with it. It's a pretty fun car to drive. I'm enjoying it so far. I'll know more about it as I drive it more, but I'm a pretty big fan so far. It is in the sedans category, just in case you guys were wondering, of course, as well. Not the best, like, handling car, period, you know? But definitely a very fun car to drive, and I think that's the focus of this vehicle, and that's what your focus on it should be, is that it's a fun car. It's not necessarily going to be the fastest sedan around a circuit, you know, or anything like that, but it's a very fun car to drive in free mode. I think it looks great. The customization's pretty cool. You know, like I said, it could have had a little bit more, but it's not bad. It's really not bad for what it is. So I would heavily encourage you to check this vehicle out. It's a fun car. It's a fun car, man. It's a really fun car to drive. I'm enjoying driving it around. I think I'm going to drive it around a lot more in GTA probably in the coming weeks and months for sure. But definitely a cool car. I mean, look at this drift I can just hold right here. I haven't even done it yet for real, but like you can just hold the angle on this thing forever, man. It's pretty sweet. I have a feeling this is one of the cars that's going to get drift tuning added to it when Rockstar drip feeds that to us, I suppose. So we'll see, but that's my assumption. It feels very similar to the Hardy, though. Like I said, like it really does feel similar to the Hardy. I wouldn't doubt if they used the same handling file on it that they did on the Annis Hardy. So, but anyway, guys, that's probably going to do it for the review portion on the Sentinel XS4. Kind of a weird name for a Sentinel, but still very cool. Leave a like if you guys enjoyed the video. Dislike if you didn't. Consider subscribing if you guys are new as well. And I'll see you in the next one. Till then, take care. Peace.